Sorry guys, I just hear lube and I get excited. Yeah, as Chris said, I am a freshman, which means I do freshman things. One of those being I go to frat parties pretty often. It's not as terrible as it sounds. I meet a lot of interesting characters there, and actually the last one I was at, I was talking to this one guy and he was like, oh, are you in a sorority? And I guess I could have just stopped there and been like, no, I'm actually not, but I had a seltzer in me, so I was feeling a little chatty. And I was like, no, I'm not in a sorority, but I do, I am in a comedy club, actually, and I do open mics and shows, whatever. And he's like, oh my god, no shit, like, how much do they pay you? And I'm like, actually nothing. So I am here for free right now, but if you need my Venmo, just let me know. But yeah, I was like, no, nothing. And he's like, wow, that's kind of crazy. Like, what do you usually joke about? And I was like, oh, all types of stuff, like people I meet, things I do, stuff like that. And he was like, oh, are you gonna make a joke about me? And I was like, oh, probably not, like you seem pretty normal so far, I don't really know what I'd say. And I spoke too soon because he started to tell me about how grateful he was to be circumcised as a baby. Yeah, but it's honestly kind of cool to go to these as like a freshman because you meet people of like all ages. So recently I was talking to this one fourth year, and our conversation really showed me everything I should do if I don't want to fuck up really badly. I asked him, I was like, oh, like you're graduating soon, like what are you like most looking forward to? And he told me that something he was really excited about once he's out is that his parents are remodeling the basement, so he's really excited for that. And yeah, he's got great things coming ahead. But no, actually there's more. He also just finished his online real estate course. So if anyone's looking for anywhere to live, you know who to hit up. We have UCR and LMU here. That's crazy. I actually don't know shit about either of those schools just because I'm from Texas, but I did apply to both and I got in. Not with the intention of going, I just needed the ego boost after Berkeley told me to go fuck myself. That was helpful. Yeah, the little I do know is that I know LMU is like, their party scene is some like rich people shit, like the clubbing and the bars. So I think the only thing you guys really have over UCSB is like easier access to coke, I assume. And then for UCR, like my first thought is kind of like you guys graduate with your major degree, whatever, and you just kind of like get this default minor in like defending your school constantly. Like, no, we're not. Yeah, I recently hung out with an Indian man for the first time here. I'm actually brown, I don't just tan every day. But yeah, it made my mom really happy because he was like brown, engineering, the whole package, whatever. And it didn't end great, which is fine, but it almost like, it's like different to get hoed by like a white man whore versus being hoed by someone who like doesn't go by their real name, like their given name, because it's too hard to say. Like, no brother, you just gave in. Like, white people can say words longer than 4 letters, they just don't want to. Like, if they're over here being like, yes, Daenerys Targaryen of fucking whatever, like, they can say your name, you know? And I would have been more upset, but I've started to realize as time's gone by that engineering guys are just like finance bros who do less coke, I guess, so it's not that upsetting. I've got a fear recently of getting too drunk because recently there's been some screenshots, I guess, going around of this girl texting her friend saying, I'm so drunk and I can't stop saying the N-word. Right? I love how like the people who really laugh, I'm exactly what I'm talking about. But she's white, that's what mattered. And for me, it's like, it's 2 types of people I feel like that get too drunk. Like there's people like that, and there's people like me that like just can't stop lying when I get too drunk, you know? And I don't mean shit over like your age or like your employment status. I mean shit that that doesn't matter, sorry. Like, I think my friends know that I'm really fucked up if you hear me talking to someone about a book I've read. That's like me pulling shit. I haven't read a fucking book in years, okay? Like I'm 4 shots in and I'm convincing you about the bunker my parents built in the house. And how like there's a real life blimp in there, right? Just like a bunch of bullshit. So yeah, the internet has been a crazy place recently. I'm, as I said earlier, from Texas, and I found out that Pornhub has been blocked in Texas. And I found this out because when I was home for spring break, I was home alone one night, and I was like, you know what, like, home alone at the house myself, like, it would be so fun. So I hopped on the internet, and I read the news, and I saw that Pornhub's been blocked in Texas, which is crazy because, like, you
Oh
know,
my God,
back when I was in
that
high school, I
joke
had
is
way more free time, but I guess it's okay. And Gypsy Rose Blanchard has now dyed her. Do you guys know who that is? Yeah, you guys seem all like chronically online. She recently dyed her hair blonde and has gotten a nose job, which like I kind of love. To me, she kind of looks like Barbie if she was Jewish and from New Jersey. I think she's doing great. Thank you guys so much for coming out. That's